She showed her $1 million earning on Fiverr. What? It doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. £2,000 a month on food. What are you eating? Caviar for breakfast? Hello there, breakers. Welcome back to my channel. I am Patricia Bright and I hope you are doing well. So in today's video, we have another reaction video. It's been a hot minute. I think in my last reaction video, I'd had a couple of drinks. I was like, let me not do this again. And nothing really tickled my fancy. But I saw this one and the title hit me intensely. I saw the thumbnail of a young lady making $378,000 a year on Fiverr as a freelancer. And that word freelancer just shot out to me like a sore thumb. It was like, oh yes, freelancer, because basically a freelancer is someone who, you know, has a side hustle, always hustling and is working for themselves. And I love it when I hear about people doing that kind of thing. And a lot of people ask me about how can you turn your side hustle into something and make it official. And actually, if you guys don't know, we have the ultimate guide, I believe, for working for yourself. I have a link in the description bar below, which is a great guide for anyone who's thinking about starting to work for themselves. But I saw this one, I was like, yes, let's watch this. Let's see how she made magic happen. Because that's a big old number. A big old number to be making on Fiverr. I didn't know. It doesn't match up. Fiverr making $378,000 a year. Let's do the maths together.
I doubled my income overnight, and that was crazy to me. At 24, 25, making 14 or 15K per month is insane.
Oh, they're teasing us. 14 to 15K per month at 24 years old. Make it make sense. I love this.
You're not even emotionally prepared for it yet.
She's got a cute yellow Jeep. She can afford it. I was gonna start, you know, saying send the Jeep back, but nah, she can afford it.
My name is Alex Fasulo. I'm 28 years old, and I make $378,000 per year as a freelance writer on FIVERR.com. I lived in New York City for the past 6 years, and I now live in Florida.
When you're freelancing, why wouldn't you move to Florida? Why wouldn't you? Where the sun is shining rather than struggling in New York. Since 2016. So it says that she primarily ghostwrites and does ebooks and blog posts. This is a thing. The creative industry is booming right now. If you are someone who is able to create, do something from your living room, do it. $1,000 for a 10,000 word ebook is amazing. It's a great rate as well. So how many is she doing those? Is she doing those 15 of those? I'm trying to do the maths right now. So she's doing 10,000 words in 2 days. That's what my math says. That sounds like a dissertation. My head hurts thinking about writing that much. The maths was right, 2 days for an ebook. Damn, well done.
You can imagine, from large corporations that you've heard of down to entrepreneurs or influencers or people who manage their influencing dog on Instagram. I've written ebooks for quite a few dogs. I've been able to take 60 hours worth of work and kind of squish it down to 40 hours because I kind of have my system down so well.
Ooh! This is juicy. She has mastered her skill. She writes well. She can get it done in 2 days. Bob's your uncle. I'm very excited by this, clearly you can see. In 2015, she landed a job in NYC after applying to over 200 jobs. Do you know how you feel when you apply for that many jobs? Honestly, I've seen it happen to my friends, it happened to my sister over and over, trying to land a job, particularly after university, and not being able to secure it. And it really does impact your confidence and even believing that you're good. Like if you get rejected this many times, you start to doubt yourself. But clearly, those 200 people maybe didn't know what she was gonna do.
I accepted this PR job that paid $36,000 per year. I felt so out of place. I was so unhappy, and I was crying on my keyboard that I quit. And I don't normally quit things. And that Monday when I was supposed to go into work, I just couldn't.
She quit her job after 4 weeks. My mum would be pissed. That's all I can imagine. My mum be like, you didn't have a job this whole time and then you quit your job? Go back to your job now. Now! Because obviously it would be really nerve-wracking. You've tried so hard to get a job and then you get there and you hate it. But this happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people have to kind of slog it out until they find an alternative.
I could not go back into that place. It was the darkest I had ever felt. I only had enough money in my bank account to cover my bills for 3 months. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I have to go through this same process again, only to get a job that I again hate, I can't keep going through this cycle. Something needs to change.
Wow. It's that pain of, I can't do this again, and also I'm broke, puts pressure on you to kind of push through. But let's see how she actually ended up making some income.
After a few days, I had interest on my press release gig, and I was charging $15 for that. And just that interest alone was enough to almost kind of light a fire in me and see, okay, I am capable of earning $15, $20 a day. Well, what if I could earn $50 a day? What if I could earn $100 a day?
And we need to take this back, because this is where the gold dust is dropping. She put up her first gigs. Her first gig was writing press releases. She picked up the skill of writing press releases from the 4 weeks that she worked at that PR job, because guess what they do in PR? Press releases. That's wild. And this is one of the biggest things, that when you're at a job, even though you might hate a job, there is something that you're able to take from that job that you can utilize in future. Even when it comes to having a side hustle or starting something, using the skills that you use at work is really important. For example, for you guys who have downloaded my budget tracker, link in the description bar below, I use my skills from working in the financial industry, from working as a consultant. We did spreadsheets all the time. Presentations and decks are things that I had to do as a consultant, because I would speak to different company managers, I would speak to really senior people, and I had to know my ish, which is probably why I'm always like talking on camera basically. But I use the skills that I picked up in industry to help me build my own business online. It helped me be a better Instagrammer, a better influencer, and much more professional. Sometimes you might be working a job, but what knowledge can you steal from your job right now? Don't just see it as the check, see it as what you can pick up, because that's how she got her first gigs. Love this.
Now I'm making $3,000 per month, and I can cover all of my bills.
She did the math. She did the maths. Can you hear? She said, well, if I can get a $15 here, maybe I can get 150. Maybe if I get 150, I can get 3,000. Just do the numbers. Just start off small. It doesn't have to be massive. We love this.
That first week on Fiverr, I started to discover that I was capable of earning money on my own without anyone telling me what to do, which means each passing day, the idea of applying to another job just...
You can see her, she's gassed. She's like, I can make money by myself without anyone telling me what to do. You can just see her smile getting bigger. It's such a freeing feeling when you are able to take control of your own situation without having to rely on anybody else. But a lot of the time, people don't feel confident or capable. Alex was working 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm a hustler, baby. Just want you to know. Listen, okay? It's nice when you see the numbers. 300 and something thousand. Hey. Oh, she's working for herself at home. Hey. But now when you see the numbers, it's every day of the week. It's 12 hours a day. She's putting in the work. And I think often when people work for themselves, even me, like I've done those 12-hour days easily, more than not sleep, all night editing, all night completing work, all night doing projects and planning. Every day of the week, Sunday, give birth, next day, filming. Something I think often happens to people who decide they want to do something for themselves, and because they've got no one else to fall back on, they have to work very intensely and clearly. She's done that, and that allowed her to reap the reward. Writing press releases, blog posts, and editing. Sounds like my kind of girl here. She was able to support herself from FIVERR and a few social media clients by April 2016. Pretty quickly.
I think I cried. I realized I can cover my bills with this. Like, I don't have to go back to a corporate job.
Again, I worked in the corporate world as well. To quit my corporate job, it took me, well, I never planned on quitting my corporate job, but it took me at least 5.5 years to confidently make the jump and quit that security. I was scared. I was so scared because I didn't have any guarantees, but she seemed pretty confident in her decision.
After about a year of hitting it really hard on Fiverr, I opened way more services. I think I had like 12 or 13 gigs at the time. I was ranked level 2 on the site, and the site has these levels that allow you to charge more as you advance through them. FIVERR, the company, actually reached out to me and asked me to come meet them to film a commercial in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
So because she was consistent, because she delivered good work, she was then able to join FIVERR Pro and charge more money. And I think this is something that's super important when it comes to like running a business and like building up your profile. Sometimes you have to do that legwork. You have to put those hours in really early on, and it's very annoying. But once you've got that foundation right, more than likely more opportunities come your way.
Up until January 2018, I was making around 6 to 8K per month, which is incredible, of course. But it was January into February 2018 when I was launched into the double-digit realm, meaning I was making 13K, 14K, 15K, which was essentially I doubled my income overnight, and that was crazy to me.
Now, it's great that she obviously got a leg up from the platform, FIVERR. They picked her, and then she then doubled her income. And the only issue with that is that you cannot necessarily guarantee or control what other platforms do. And this is very similar to YouTube in that, like, you have to keep grinding, but YouTube will change it if they want to. Like, you're not really in control of it. But what she was in control of is how she worked with her clients, how many projects she did, and the time she invested into it. So, yeah.
In 2017, I made $63,000 that year. And in 2018, I jumped to making $273,000, which was the craziest jump you could ever imagine.
She earned 3 times more, no, almost 4 times more in such a short amount of time. There's a number of different factors: increase of output and also increase of rate. That's it, really.
It took me a couple years to accept that I was making that money. The only thing that I would say I started to spend more on to treat myself was travel experiences and music festivals. I'm pretty sure if a financial planner sat down with me, they would be disgusted by me and my management of my money.
It's pretty funny when people start to make more money. They don't necessarily know what to do with it. I've been there. I tried to save as much as I possibly could when I made more money, but I did make some reckless spending decisions, like a new Mercedes for no reason that depreciated in a year. But sometimes I think when you're making so much, you can kind of get away with some of those decisions.
But my strategy is just basically, if I know I'm making like 15 to 20K, I kind of just in my head try and make sure I'm saving at least 50% of it.
There's 100,000 in her retirement account. Well done, Alex. Good job. But again, it's easy when you've got that much money.
This year, I'm definitely going to contribute less to my retirement, but I already know my accountant is going to tell me that I should still contribute something because it helps with my taxable income.
Your accountant is right. Pensions and retirement contributions are basically free money. It's the cheapest money you'll ever get. That money comes out before tax. So yeah, just understand that pensions are a really good option. And if you don't know what else you want to do with the extra money, put it away, let it grow, let compound interest do its magic.
You can hear them now. So I think like most entrepreneurs, I have a problem with having my money like locked up in accounts. It's just not how my brain works. I kind of like to have it at my disposal. So if I come up with some like project or real estate investment I want to do, I can just grab it.
Real estate investment, she's on it. So yeah, I've got my pension and I've got some real estate investment. All of this from FIVERR. Though she's coming across as pretty casual about it, what I can see is that she's on it. Like, she's on it. And I find that often women do this, that sometimes they kind of like play off like their success, play off how savvy they actually are. Because she seems chill, but she's got 100 grand in her retirement. She's making 378 grand a year, and she's mentioned investment property. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Like, can we talk about this?
I use a CPA, like an accountant, hands down. Costs like $1,200. It's worth it to me.
She did the move. She did the move like all the Americans I've seen doing a move. They're moving to Florida. I think there's reduced taxes. And yeah, why wouldn't you? £2,000 a month of food. What are you eating? Caviar for breakfast. $2,000 a month for one individual. babe, I know you're making money, but if you put that £2,000 into some kind of index fund, like, come on. Sorry, dollars. I say dollars and pounds interjectively.
City like New York, it's very easy to go somewhere. You can drop $200 on dinner. And I think it kind of contributed to my desire to move out of New York City, which I am now in Florida. And
Great decision. Cut your cloth according to your size. If you can, move cities, move job, reduce your expenses. It is wise to make those decisions no matter how much money you're making. It's crazy how much where you live can impact your living costs, and sometimes you don't need to make as much money if you're in an area that's probably affordable to live in. So like city dwellers like myself and maybe her in New York, life is expensive, okay? It's expensive. Every time you walk out the house, ching, I hear the money rolling out of my pockets. It's not cute. So if you have the chance, move. It's great.
The craziest thing happened because while so many people were losing their jobs and so many businesses were going out of business, so many people were coming online to start selling products and services because that was the only way they were going to make contact with other human beings. So they needed someone like a copywriter to help them fill their website, their blog, their social media posts, which led me to having my biggest month that I have ever had on Fiverr in May 2020. I made over $36,000 that month, which was insane.
She made $36,000 in 1 month from copywriting. If your child comes to you and says, "Mommy, I want to be a writer," that's fine. There is jobs and opportunity in anything that you're interested and potentially gifted in, big or small. There is so much room to do so much. I just think that's absolutely crazy.
And it was so weird to have that happening while there was so much bad happening in the world at the same time. It was a very weird and conflicting feeling.
Oh, we're gonna get onto her real estate.
I said to her, hey, I have $350K chilling in my bank account.
She had $350K chilling in her bank account. Don't you love it? $350K just chilling.
You want me to get this house and you can pay me back when you sell the Albany house? And she said, yeah, sure. So we kind of just, made a collective decision. I don't know, my family, we're old school. I guess we share our resources and everything.
It's so lovely when you can pull your money together. It's also a privilege because not everybody has, a family who are smart with money or you can trust with your money. But I always say, if you can pull your resources together to make magic happen, you can. But again, just having sane family is a privilege.
For this house, my mom put down the $20,000 down payment, and then I paid the rest, which was $287,000, and we transferred the money out of my bank account to the seller. And in full, paid in cash, paid off. So I was never really scared, but it was definitely very new for me the last 2 months to live with having 20 to 30K in my bank account instead of 300K. That's gonna make me sound full of myself, but I just become very used to having.
So I completely understand what she's talking about in that, she just has an excess cash, and then obviously she's seen her money go down from 300,000 to 20,000, and that is probably because this whole time she's been saving and saving and saving her money, which is a really good thing to do. But yeah, most people cannot relate to that, which is understandable.
A lot of money.
Her mum sold the house a year later. I wonder why she sold the house a year later.
This first property I want to buy in Southwest Florida, it's cheap because it's only a 1-2 bedroom, tiny little thing. So I'm actually thinking of buying 2 of them right off the bat. One of them I would immediately start to rent out on Airbnb, and then the other one I would use for myself / a filming studio.
This is the way. She is using her money to invest in additional property, but she's also using it to make money. 1, she's Airbnb-ing, and 2, she's using as a film / work studio. She could have bought some diamond rings or more cars or fancy stuff, but no, she's continually investing in herself, which I think is a really important thing to do, and I just think more props to her.
I want to eventually quit Fiverr just because I'm, again, like that classic entrepreneurial type where I get bored. And I would love to transition more into a full-time educator with everything that I've learned.
Bored. She's bored. I love that. I love that. But it happens. Like sometimes money isn't enough. Like you can make a lot of money, but if you're not happy and comfortable in what you're doing, it depends on who you are, may want to think about what your next opportunities may be. It's very easy to get caught up in well, this is what I do, but it is really important, I think, to explore some of your itches. Like if there's something you want to do, try. Why not?
And kind of phase away from actually writing the blogs and move more into a role where I'm helping people write blogs. I could not in my wildest dreams have imagined that this would be me at 28. Not for a second did I ever think this would be where I am. I did not dream that big.
Open about how much money she makes. Yes, it's so important to be. I know people get irritated and frustrated, particularly when women talk about money. Listen, we're gonna have to keep talking about it because it's important for these conversations to happen. This is why I'm here. If you like talking about money, give this video a thumbs up.
Women get treated much differently than men if they're posting about the money they earn. On TikTok, if I post a video showing my receipts, as Gen Z says, the comments are flooded with men saying,
She showed her $1 million earning on FIVERR. What? How many hours did she? It doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. Anyway.
Saying, no, you don't, calling me mean terms, sexual terms, or saying, oh, she made it on OnlyFans.
Nothing wrong with making money on OnlyFans if that's your route.
I definitely noticed a huge pushback being a woman, and I've had all sorts of people write to me and say it's very unbecoming as a woman that you post that money. You should keep your mouth shut about it.
Personally, that's a fact. People often feel itchy and weird when women talk about money, but I think there are lots more of us who want to be unapologetic about speaking about earnings, making money, saving money, investing money, and caring about it, because guess what? Women are becoming the highest earners because we got it like that. And there's lots of factors around there, but I really think it is important to speak confidently about money and don't let any men tell you otherwise. And I love you men. I love you men who support us. If you support us, hit the like button, okay?
So it's definitely hard being a woman doing this, but I think it's also forced me to develop thicker skin. Hey guys, I'm gonna give you my top 5 time management tips that help me churn out a ton of work every day. Got a lot of love too, and I discovered that there's so many people out there that do want to freelance, they don't hate me for it, and they want to learn from me and they want to learn what I know.
Think we said enough there. She smashed it, she's killed it. And what I love is seeing people guide people in the world of freelancing and working for yourself. I myself have worked for myself, for the last let's say I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I've been a content creator for a very long time. I've built many businesses. I've invested, and it's hard. It's really hard, but actually I think it's changing a lot more. So this is a testament that is possible, and for her to do it so young, whoa, who's inspired? I am inspired. I love this. Now, if any of you guys are thinking about working for yourself and you don't quite know where to start, I have a link down below. We have the ultimate guide, or is it the quick guide, to how to work for yourself. And this is great for people who are freelancers or people who want to get into copywriting and just creating your own personal profile to actually attract work. I think this will be absolutely perfect. Just off the back of watching this, I know that people just need a little bit of a guide to get into it. We've got you covered. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the meantime, I will catch you all later. Bye.